people, of conflating Jewish people with the state of Israel, despite the fact that we know that on every one of our demonstrations there has been a Jewish bloc which has gotten bigger with every one of our demonstrations. And here today, representing the Jewish bloc, I want you to make some noise for our next speaker. It's Emily Stevenson!
Hello everyone. 2 years ago, almost to the day, I stood on this stage for the first time and I asked how long our government would let this horror continue. And I guess the answer is at least 2 years. I was in the West Bank in August, and when I was sleeping outside doing protective presence work, in the distance I could hear the low rumble of the Israeli Air Force bombing Gaza. And my first thought when I heard it, and when I realized what it was, because it sounded like distant thunder, was how many people's lives have I just heard being extinguished in one blast? And I suppose now we have the answer. After 104 people were murdered in an airstrike by the Israeli military.
Shame!
Make no mistake, this ceasefire, so-called ceasefire, was never about building a lasting peace. Not with vultures like Tony Blair circling around the remnants of Gaza. A man responsible for the death of 1 million Iraqis. We all know how cheap he thinks Arab lives are. And beyond Gaza, in the West Bank, speaking to my friends and my comrades out there, I can tell you that there have been 29 settler attacks in this week that have resulted in casualties and property damage. I can tell you that in the village of Al Haya, which is home to 300 people, 80 of them children, there's been a raft of demolition orders by the occupation, which includes the homes of many members of the Hathleen family, whose relative Alda was murdered in cold blood in July. A greenhouse, obviously a very dangerous structure, a greenhouse where you grow vegetables, and the community centre that I slept in when I was doing protective presence work. In Masafa Yatta, Palestinians and non-Palestinian activists heard settlers singing, "Let's burn their villages." And the next day, the entire village of Khalat al-Sidra was razed to the ground. I've seen the videos of it in flames. But where do we go after genocide? What goes on? Is it the Gaza Riviera plan? Is it Tony Blair's extraction? Well, I can tell you what I've seen from other genocides and what we need to ensure doesn't happen. Bali, the site of 1 million murders of Indonesian communists, is now a tourist paradise where white girls, like me, can go do yoga in skimpy outfits. There is a hot dog stand outside Auschwitz. And in the village that my family is from in Bosnia, there is now a boating lake, which was used as the site for mass graves in the 1990s. We cannot let this be the future of Gaza. We cannot let Gaza get turned into memorial sites and tourist traps for people to bow their heads and wring their hands and go, "Oh, how terrible was it? How terrible was it?" As we all know, in 30, in 50, in 100 years, everybody will have always been against this. Your friends who refuse to say anything will turn to their children and go, "I thought it was terrible at the time," but what are they doing now? What are we all doing now?
That's right.
It is all well and good for our government to sanction individuals, and I'm sure it helps them sleep at night. But it is not enough. We have been here for 2 years, and what have we seen for it? Constant smears on our movement, the constant slaughter of Palestinians in Gaza, the degradation of life in the West Bank. And we are here to say it cannot go on, and it cannot be done in our names. Just recently, a petition was launched called Jews Demand Action, and within a week, 10,000 Jewish people, and growing, have signed demanding sanctions on the state of Israel, not just individuals, to the weaponization and instrumentalization of anti-Semitism. And we've seen signatories that have come forward that have put their names to this. People like Zach Polanski and Eric Andre and Jonathan Glazer and Avi Shlaim. But for all our government claims to care about Jewish people, they don't seem to be listening to us when we say we need this to end. Perhaps it suggests what I've always known, which is they care about us no more than they care about you. They only care about us as an excuse to cloak their crimes in. How disgusting. I'm going to finish with something from the petition, which I'm going to be very clear, I did not write. So this is not promotion, but it did speak to me and it did touch me. Our solidarity with Palestinians is, despite what people say, not a betrayal, but a fulfillment of our Jewish values. When our sages taught us that to destroy one life was to destroy the world entire, they carved out no exceptions for the Palestinians. Thank you.
Make some noise, family! I can tell some of you are starting to feel a bit cold.